gallery before there. I used to go to the gallery.
Yeah, it was. Anyways, I went to their thing, and I met a lady. She actually works for the city, and she's been working there for a number of years. And she's looking at me, and she says, "I think I know you." And so I'm trying to think, where do I know her from? But she works with the city of Red Deer, and she's one of their top people. But she ran for the last election as MLA in Red Deer South, and she lost. So I was talking at the table. We're trying to get, we're working together to get both MLAs elected this time. And so then when I was at this event,
I had one mother asking for prayers for and Brooke's mother was for operation today.
Okay. And so at that event up in Edmonton, I went to an evening that $150 where we got finger foods. Mm-hmm. I went to that event.
Finger food was mean. It was nothing really.
It was appetizers for $150. It was a fundraiser for the party. So most of it, like we got about maybe $12 if we're lucky of appetizers each. But we did get a glass of wine, so it's probably higher. But anyways, the rest went towards the party. And I stood at a table, and it's standing the entire time. There's no tables to sit. There's those little round tables. And if you were lucky enough to get one, you had one. And if you didn't, you
I know that was the same way in embassies, but they had the nice snacks, caviar. And
no, this was very basic. It was sliders and nachos. Anyways, I was standing at the table with her and everything, and we were discussing different things. And then other MLAs came over because she knows them as well. And so they come over and talk to her, and I got to meet them as well. But then she sends me a text yesterday saying, I forgot. I told you because I know that you're doing up all these signs, making all these posters for the protests. Uh-huh. And I said that I was going to try to help you out. I was going to help you out and give you some money. She said, I forgot all about that until I saw you.
Oh, my.
And so yesterday she sent me $100
for those
into my personal account to help offset the costs of the posters.
Because yesterday I thought that's expensive eventually.
Well, it is. Well, right now, I mean, they're around $5 each, and I've done 50 of them already.
So 150.
Yeah. So she nicely contributed $100 towards those posters because she knows the value of them. And I still have the pictures. Oops, we better go.
It's already? Oh, my. Oh, one.
Yeah.
Where is live?
That says, hi.
Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
Oh, gosh.
We're at 2 minutes.
I thought there was the button to press the live.
We're already live. We're 2 minutes already. They heard our conversations. Anyways, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Melinda Mon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melinda.
And I hope we are not going to cut short this time.
Well, we're not going to talk about that particular subject.
No, but I'm saying I have to find my video so we can announce who is the lucky one at the beginning.
So this goes back to Saturday's video, whoever commented?
Because on Monday I was cut short.
Ha, you didn't know we were here. Yeah, we have great discussions before we start.
Yes. And where is this one?
I had someone nicely contribute to the cost of the signs that I make. I was very surprised to see that in my bank account. So I don't have to, because I've made around 50 protest signs already. And they cost around $5 each. And
then other things as well.
Yeah. So it was a nice surprise.
I gave her a few papers, but that's not those posters, but not enough.
We'll keep on going. Anyways, welcome, Lori Sue, Craig and Clammett.
A tablet as a gate.
Heidi. Thank you, Heidi, for welcoming everybody in.
Thank you so much.
Time for next video tonight. It's 11.
And JW, Tina Lanone, Alexis, Maggie Zeal. Thank you for subscribing and hitting the bell, and it really helps the channel.
And thank you for being with us. Even I don't know how we will end up today if they will again.
We're kind of targeted.
Disagree with me.
Bridget York. Carice, I think it is, Meyer.
Hello, Beverly. I thought that you are going for some church meeting, but good to see you here.
Anyways, welcome very, very much for joining us today. Are you ready?
I am ready. I will start with announcing because if something goes wrong, I don't want to.
This is from, again, Saturday. Whoever put a comment on Saturday's video will be the gifted recipient of a half an hour complimentary reading gifted by Janet and Tom Berg, BERG.
Really nice people.
How many people did you have commenting?
Don't ask me now, but
Okay. It's gone past.
I can answer in a moment, but you want me to go up?
Go up or down makes no difference to me. Stop, please.
Stop. Okay. Winnie 5715.
Winnie 5715.
You look fabulous. Thank you for the reading. Oh my gosh. Me and
So
fabulous.
post it. This will be posted at the beginning of Saturday's video. Winnie, please contact Violetta at psychicvioletta@outlook.com with your phone number and your contact information. She likes to get these readings done as quickly as possible.
Yeah. And I want to do the prayers at the beginning as well, because Brooke's mother was today, she had operation.
Brooke is the one who does the timestamps.
She had operation. Her mom had operation today. Yesterday, Brooke took her mom to two doctors, eye doctors. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you so much for your donation. And it's retina detached.
Detached retina,
Yeah. So she is now laying in a bed and she has to have the face down. So maybe you give her some tube so she can breathe through the tube like the kids under the wall. I'm just giving stupid ideas because I know how hard it is to lay with your face down. But she has to do that. Once for 10 minutes she can change position in an hour and then again.
Mm-hmm.
So what a pain. But then I said the doctors probably know. So we want to pray for Brooke's mom. She's similar age as I am, so I can understand. And that the retina can detach without any warnings, especially in our young age. Okay. And another one is mother, whose name is Mutleo2, Mutelzo. Her son was going to the brain operation the time that we had the last video, and going through the surgery. So please pray for him. We are praying now I was praying after I learned that, but we are praying for his recovery.
And we have 4 more here. Artist 179. Asking for prayers, just got out of hospital after 16 days. They don't know everything that's wrong with me. I lost feeling in my right side and some things are going on in my brain and serious autoimmune diseases. I'm scared and weak.
Can I add a few sentences from myself? Because I had that experience with numbness in my hands, even my tongue and my mouth. And I was on too high a dose on thyroid medication. So please check if you are not overdose on some medication. It's just my own experience, but I feel like I have to share that with
Artist.
And I know Artist is with us for so many years. So please check if some medication is not causing you too much stress. And sometimes they are good, but with me, I was so numb, I pulled my shoulder for 1 centimeter for over a year. My husband had to do my bra until I went to the chiropractor and he put me back. So yeah, it's very, and the numbness in the hands, I couldn't I was afraid to wake up sometimes, but now it's gone. I'm not taking too much medication, but I still take.
Lanny Ann is asking, please pray for my sister. She passed away, and this was last Tuesday, from stage 4 lung cancer. We've been praying for her before. She fought it for 15 months. I'm brokenhearted. So prayers for you and your family.
And especially for you, because it's, when those people are going on another side, they are fine. It's just the ones who are left behind, those are suffering.
Maggie Zeal is asking, please can we pray for a second eldest brother? He had his back surgery yesterday, and so that was, I guess, this was for Monday, so
Tuesday.
That would have been Saturday, something like that. And is in hospital. So prayers for Maggie Zeal's second eldest brother.
He will recover from that.
M.A. Gomez is asking prayers for Mrs. Jojo. She almost passed. We prayed for Mrs. Jojo before.
Yeah.
She almost passed, but the prayers were answered.
We want everyone to feel free from suffering.
Including you. You have a lot of medical things, especially with your knee. She's in pain. Lots
Today,
of pain.
it wasn't a good day. Okay, we will start the questions. Thank you so much for your questions, and hopefully that the video is for entertainment and spiritual reasons. We are on the church situation, so the lady went to the priest and she said she was doing confession, and she told him that she was cheating on her husband 2 times. Oh, bad woman. Because of that, walk around the church 2 times. So she is walking around the church, and her neighbor is coming and asking her, because she is observing her. And she said, why are you walking around the church? Because I did that and that. I cheated on my husband, and priest told me that I have to walk around the church. Ooh, I better will go for a bicycle. Okay, now it's spiritual reason. Okay.
Prime Minister Carney, Canadian's Prime Minister, met with
Trump.
Don in the White House. With and Don was bragging about all the gold that he has. He's redecorated the place. And so Mary Trump is talking about that on a video I was watching today.
You were watching, I didn't have time.
Yeah, she says, he just loves that. But it's his mother did that as well. She says, so he came by it honestly.
And I don't like him, but I love the decorations of Mar-a-Lago and Trump Tower at the top. I do like that, you know me.
Yeah, I know you.
I have gold frames too, and gold mirrors and so on. So I'm bad.
What did you think of the exchange between the two of them?
Oh, the body language. I told you I'm watching the body language. And Carney wanted to speak a few times, and Trump didn't let him.
And the interview was done before they had their private meeting.
I know.
It's usually the other way around. It's at the end.
No, with Zelensky, they had after private. They were supposed to go for lunch. Didn't work out the lunch.
So what about the meeting with Trump?
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Carney knew that he has to balance how much he can tell him.
Mm-hmm.
He was very cautious. But then when I was looking at his body language and Trump was making his opinions about the tariffs, and I thought...
And how much is owed by Canada and all the rest of that stuff.
And I thought, oh gosh, I will send you back to grade 1.
Carney was thinking that of Trump?
That's what he was thinking. You don't have any information. You don't have any knowledge. It is like he thought that Danton is out of his orbit.
What he is.
Because
His education, I mean, his mental
I know, but
capacity is
he
back to.
is telling him one thing, and Don is no, never say no. And Carney said, some places are not for, some properties are not for sale,
like the White House, like
and,
the
Buckingham
Palace, and Canada, are not for sale.
And but I love Canadian. Trump is saying,
you're right.
We don't like your laugh. Go and. His heart was broken sometimes because he wanted to speak.
Carney?
Carney's, yeah. It's big change, so he knew that he has to make some closures, and he has to pretend to be friendly with him. Because otherwise it will be worse. And it is a war between Canada and.
It should never be.
But what did you show me today?
Today, good news for Canada. March, Canadian trade figures came out, the first full month of tariffs, and exports to the U.S. were down significantly for the month to the U.S. of 6.6%. Canada had a jump in exports to other countries, and it's doing well.
So that's not that we will be left without supplies. And don't worry about food. Don't make too much storage about food, but because you have food. It's just the things that are brought from China for the next few months, it will be shortages. Like toothpaste, like shampoo, like those little things, or creams, or and hairsprays, those things that you see that they are mostly made in China.
Now, Carney is having a briefing with the Canadian premiers about his meeting with Don. What will he be discussing with them?
Premiers are from different provinces.
They're Canadian, the premiers,
the
leaders of our provinces and territories. 1, 2, 3.
It says that he's telling them, we are united.
Except for our premier.
Well, but he's telling all of them that we are united. He is a good leader. He's looking forward for many far ahead, and for the ships to come in because they will have to be coming to Vancouver, and how to deal with Don because Don was saying today, I stopped so many wars, even no one knew about this.
Yeah.
So if no one knew that there were a war, what would...
Well, it's like he has 200 tariff deals coming through. He'll announce them when they come.
None. And he has deals that they are paying him black money in the currency of, but not other deals.
Maggie Zeal is asking, what dirt does Carney have on the Orange Menace? What does Prime Minister Carney know about Don? 1, 2, 3.
That his IQ is so low. He doesn't have respect for him because of the way he's acting. And that's that he's a cheater, that he wants to celebrate his life, and then he is making very silly decisions. He knows that. Everyone knows that as well. So it's not that we don't know that. And exit, whatever, from Pentagon, he's going to fire 20% top generals. My gosh, I'm angry at my mom, and I will cut my hands because I'm so angry at my mom. No, that's the stupid.
That's the logic.
logic. My mom was saying, you are angry at me and you wouldn't wear gloves. But that's, it was just sabotaging yourself. And he is afraid of those generals because they know more than him.
Really?
And he don't want to respect them. And he thinks if he is destroying them and put the little guys in front, on top of the army, that will be, he will have protection.
Will he have to call them back? Because they seem to fire people and then have to get them back in there again. 1, 2, 3.
He will be like an animal, like I think some cows, they have those rings in
The nose? Mm-hmm.
in the nose. So he will be like that. He will be forced to do it.
To take some of them back.
His decision will be so crazy, so stupid, he wouldn't be able to sleep in the nights, and the law will eventually hit with him.
So when they come up with these wild ideas, like even Trump coming up with these wild ideas, and
he is better, or he wants to show him that I'm better.
But who's in their ear telling them these things would work and what to do? Like who is really behind pulling the strings?
Stephen
Miller
and him and Trump. They are three of them enough to destroy. And I think it's Putin behind that. Because he wants to destroy USA. And the weaker the USA, who is firing? Generals. The war is on edge of war, nuclear war even, between India and Pakistan. And I don't need you guys. You are too smart. I don't like that you are too smart.
Well, I look forward to this all ending. Tina Leno is asking, will the orange idiot actually attend the G7? The G7 meeting is in Kananaskis in June in Alberta. And the U.S. is supposed to have somebody attending. 1, 2, 3.
Something without balance. No, I don't think he will come.
Will he send a representative? Because Zelensky's even going to be there.
Something he will send someone, but there is some legal thing. He should be, but no, he will leave.
Who will?
Trump and Queen of Love. He will send other people instead of him.
Well, as a convicted felon, he shouldn't be allowed in, but he'll be given special privilege because he
Maybe that's the law. That's the law that he's afraid of.
Maybe he's afraid that they'll not accept him back in there. I don't know.
Like the Freeman, he was yapping at that Minister of Finances. She was the Freeman.
For Canada.
Yeah, before he was yapping at her.
Margaret Raymond is asking about Andrew Cuomo. Will he be the next mayor?
You know, I like him. I have a sweet spot for that guy. Perhaps taking risk. They might take chances. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Cuomo, but yeah, he will come like a cork to the top of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Love. This card is coming today and messing up with my brain. There will be some, and the mayor or the governor is Democrat. And there will be up and down with the money. There will be trust issue. But, so they will try to put someone else. I think he will pop out anyhow. But there will be problems for him.
Will it be a male or a female who will end up being there?
I feel that he will be the one because the cork popping out, but he will have a lot of problems with governor,
Mm-hmm.
because he had a problem. Cuomo had a problem with Bloomberg.
Mm-hmm.
They were, and then Bloomberg had so much power when Biden was in power.
Mm-hmm.
So they make up those stories that he was hugging women, that there was no rape, nothing, no abuse. You don't like him?
Well, we talked about him before when he was up for election, and a lot of people talked about how he would target people without cause,
Mhm.
and particularly the Black community, I guess.
That was Bloomberg who was doing that.
No, he was the one making the decisions at that time. But I mean, I don't know.
I know that Bloomberg made that law that they were checking everyone who is Black in the cars.
Maggie Zeal is given an update. Remember, we just finished praying for her second eldest brother.
Yeah.
She said, my brother had his back surgery on the 4th, and today is the 7th. He'll be out of the ICU and was up for a short while for today with assisted walking. Please, can we continue to pray for him and my friend Katrina's nephew with cancer?
The best to your brother, that the operation will be successful and he will have the strength to walk, because back is so painful. There is so many nerves there. I'm complaining about my knee, and that the nephew as well that is suffering from
Katrina's
cancer.
nephew with cancer.
Katrina. We have to believe that our prayers are heard and they are helping people.
Mm-hmm. Venus Lynn, will Nigel Farage be United Kingdom's next prime minister? Farage is a friend of Don Don's.
Is he the one from India background?
I don't know. Somebody could answer that one.
Because I don't know. He is already, Farage is already prime minister. If I'm thinking about the same one.
Well, you look that up. Louise has, I've heard that Alberta is interested in becoming the 51st state and Saskatchewan the 52nd. Will this ever happen? And the answer will be no. The natives will not allow that to happen. The First Nations, they will not allow that to happen, and neither will Albertans. There's only a small little group of people who are pushing for that because of our premier who's pushing for that. She always wanted to be governor, and she made the mistake before she was elected that she accidentally said that she was running for governor, not premier. She's very tight that way.
So it's not the same that I thought that is right now. Nigel Farage.
So will Nigel Farage be the United Kingdom's next prime minister? He's a friend of Don Don's.
It's like red sticker on your head when you are
marked.
Yeah.
When? 2, 3.
And he's broadcaster like most of Trump's happiness. It's extra folks.
The standard is not very high, is it? No. I mean, it's not that there's anything against them. They're very talented in what they do. But you have that for the positions where they're being elevated to, they're not qualified, it seems. So Nigel Farage.
He will go lower than he is right now.
Okay.
He will be screwed, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There will be some fights for security and negotiations. I don't know if they will choose him, but the cards are not very... And I see a screw being screwed, so how to read that one? And it's sometimes that he might be screwed. They might find something on him.
Okay.
And this is the part that I'm not always having completely black and white answer. And please answer how you think, because you have the same psychic abilities as I do.
There's Amy one is asking, will the midterms be fair? Elections are rigged.
Oh.
So that's in 2026.
Imagine candle is long candle,
Mm-hmm.
but someone is burning the candle in the middle.
Oh.
So the candle is weak
Mm-hmm.
and falling down, and it's not giving the straight. It's supposed to be straight and strong.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be some weak point, and it will bend it.
So there will be some.
There will be problems. Thank you, Kathy McLaughlin. Thank you so much. You are a sweet lady. And with regards, would that
One,
will be rigged or not?
2, 3.
It will be really hard to move forward, because there will be cheating going on. Like the candle burned in the middle, it's a symbol of some kind of cheating, some kind of targeting, broken relationships,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to be the star. And they want the people will think the grass is greener with others. So eventually, I believe something will be straightened up, but they will have to cut the candle in half. Otherwise, I don't see that bended candle.
Well, Trump was also pushing for forcing the different states to purchase those voting machines. I wondered if they were part of.
Especially from Ivanka.
I don't know whether they're from Ivanka or not, but he was pushing for those. We count our ballots by hand. They're not in a machine.
No. And of course, the conservatives are saying that it was cheated, rigged, and everything else.
Well, now for the Canadian conservatives, PP, who is Polyev, he lost the election. He lost his seat to become prime minister, but he also lost his seat in his area in Ottawa, where he was for 20 years. But it was interesting how he lost it. But anyways, the Alberta Premier, our Premier Smith, she was on Breitbart Interview, which is a far-right channel in the U.S., and she was bragging about how Polyev was in sync with Trump, and he was also called Little T in his riding. But he now is going to be, when Parliament resumes at the end of May, and Carney will be put in again as Prime Minister, and all the members of Parliament, which is the Canadian members of Parliament, when they're sworn in, there is a man, Damien Curick, from Alberta for the Battle River Crowfoot area. He is going to resign his seat that he just got elected to, so that Polyev can run in his seat instead, so that he can go back into Parliament on the floor, because he's leader of the opposition party. But that election, that by-elections, are $1.7 to $2 million in order to have. We just had the election.
Mm-hmm.
How will the people in the area, some have said that if Polyev doesn't have a residence here, because he only has to have a post office box.
And he was before living here, but doesn't matter.
A long time ago, way 20 years beyond, he was living, because he's from Alberta. But how will the residents not have, how will they vote, knowing that he doesn't live, that he's not going to live in the province? Because some have said if he doesn't live here, we don't want him. Will he win that election, that by-election?
He will buy a log house.
Will Polyev win the by-election in Alberta and have a seat as a member of Parliament again? 1, 2, 3.
No one will know about him over here, so no, I don't. People will not trust him. He has connection, yes, because he grew up here, but people will feel hurt, cheated.
Well, they elected somebody who lived here as their representative, And then to have that person passed out, he wants to come back again in 4 years and run again. They're not going to be supportive of that.
Now, to make that decision, people will be thinking about making that decision. I don't see they will be happy.
So what is PP's future? What do you see him politically in his future? Because, I mean, right now they gave him support to continue to be leader of the Conservative Party in Canada. One, two, three.
And swing set. So I see him like the kids have the swing set,
Mhm.
up and down, but he's not connected to the ground. He's not. He will be in the motion, but I don't think he will have anything to say.
So he's going to lose he's not going to be the speaker?
Right,
Or,
it is like, a swing that he's sitting on the very primitive swing. It's just one log and cords connecting the
Yeah,
swing,
yeah.
and he is moving up and down, but
So he won't end up in a position where he will continue to be leader
he
then?
will be backstop
Okay.
and walking on the eggshells. No one will remember. He will be talking that he can do a great job and he will try it.
Well, he does everything that Trump does with division. But he
might be still doing some jobs.
He used to be part of the government at one time and had security clearance, and he was to renew it. It's been a long time since he's renewed that clearance because he's been in government for 20 years. What is hidden in his background check that he does not want to be found out if he has to have a security clearance? If he goes in as prime minister, then he automatically gets it, like Trump automatically got his. But what is he hiding in that security clearance? One.
Money. If there's a problem, it's something he did, something he got from outside of the country, and he don't want this to be obvious. So if he will get out of his security K1, then it will be obvious, and he can't sleep on it. So there is some dirty money that he was involved.
So he wouldn't pass security clearance then?
No, he wouldn't. Otherwise, he will go for it, but he wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it's related to money.
Okay. Well, we knew he was doing something because at the debate, Carney had said, the three of us who are on the stage with you, we all have security clearance.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
yours doesn't quite pass muster.
Yeah. And it's not that easy as in White House was for Flynn. He has the security and then he lost it all.
Yeah.
And now it's even harder for people to keep the security on them because they're so lawless. Am I still there?
Yes. Nobody has said anything about you not being here still.
Because we don't have too many views this time. No,
Well,
I don't see anyone saying anything.
Please comment. Yeah, I see you. Suzanne Borneman is asking, will Trump declare bankruptcy for the U.S.? I heard that on the Bulwark. Well, if he gets into the mint and takes all the gold, well, it's all in the White House anyways. He says it's 24 karat gold. Decorating his White House room, the Oval Office. Will Trump declare bankruptcy?
I see a leisure chairs on the boat. They are not expensive because they are the folding one.
Okay.
And they are just temporary. So it will be like that. He will be doing something primitive because those chairs are around, on the deck, they are very primitive.
So it won't carry on.
So they can be tossed outside the ship if there is any storm. It's nothing really solid that he will be promising people. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Queen of Work. And goals, he will have a lot of goals, a lot of plans, and then people will be very disappointed. Extremely disappointed and crying and broken relationships, and it's so hard to to accept the fact that some people are so still in love with him.
Well, hopefully it'll hit them in their pocketbook, the ones who are diehards. You'll always have that base who will always take it right to the end.
Yeah, but I said that eventually, when the pockets will be empty outside, then there is.
They can't blame all the past governments, all the past
No,
presidents.
they want to blame Biden so much, because it's his economy so far.
Yes.
No, I didn't do anything to the economy. It's Biden.
I just blew it up.
I just was so lucky to make sure that people will be suffering.
Betty Thompson is asking, will other countries part from the U.S. due to Trump's tariffs? Will other countries part from the U.S.?
Part, so they will
they will separate due to Trump's tariffs.
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
They will create their own coalition, and it's already getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Because they will need a healer, good harvest, and they will educate themselves how they can be independent.
Well, he is blowing up everything, the world included.
Yeah, I can't understand his mentality. I'm not at all, related to be into a big business person. But even in a small business, I know that I have to treat my customers with respect and trust. So they will trust me. They will come back and trust me.
There's no trust with Trump.
No. And he is yelling at Canada and Mexico that they are taking advantage of him.
The trade agreements he signed, he thought it was a great deal back then.
And you don't have to buy it if you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But he is putting those tariffs so people will not buy from them. Yeah, Carney said, Canada is your best buyer.
Yeah.
And I have luxury store. Not everyone is going to luxury stores. So many people prefer to go.
Your children don't need as many toys, and you don't need to be eating.
No, you don't need this, you don't need that.
Hamburgers are cheap. I buy them all the time, he says. Anyways, Kathy McLaughlin has a question. Do you see Pootie spilling the goods he has on Don Don if Don Don doesn't do everything he wants? Will toot and turn on Don Don?
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
How to explain? When all of us went once to the forest and pooped, because
Okay.
and then what you see? Flies are coming and cruising around. So there will be some smell coming and there will be flies coming around. He may not completely say where is the poo, but there will be
he will release something or other
on
him to try to force him a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Like he was releasing pictures of Melania.
Yeah, nude. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to. He's waiting patiently with Don Don and making him too afraid for money, for security of Don Don's money, and he will let him to feel that he is separated, abandoned. Right now, he thinks that he has big supporter in Putin.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case.
Chris is asking, how will the meeting go in Switzerland between the U.S. and China?
a lot of slogans. It's like watching, going through the comic books. You see a lot of movement, a lot of writing in those bubbles on the pictures. So some slogans, some action, not real action, because on the comics it's just imaginary action. A lot of writing, not nothing realistic for you. And because it's a comics books, it's not everyone is reading the comics books.
Well, U.S. needs China, but China doesn't really need anybody.
Yeah,
They've been around for a long time.
3 cards.
2, 3.
China will be preparing. It's like when you are making cabbage. Did you ever witness how they do the cabbage, sour cabbage? In Poland, that was a big thing, and in Germany, girls will go to the pub. They will pull the skirts up, tie the skirt between
Thank
the
you,
legs.
Jennifer from Norway.
Thank you
very
so much. They would tie the skirt between the legs, and then guys will be singing.
It's like stomping on grapes.
Yeah, the same thing. But I didn't see the grapes, but I have witnessed the sauerkraut in the barrel. And they will be pushing and squeezing until something good will come out of it. Yeah, Chinese will fulfill the dream. Everything will be upside down. It is. And they will be successful.
Who will be?
Chinese. I don't think that Don Don is capable of negotiating.
Well, he is the real estate king.
Yeah, but he's that cabbage.
But he also doesn't pay people the money that they're supposed to have, which he says, and he does things on time, which he doesn't.
And he doesn't have the bigger picture. He don't understand the mentality of market. And not that I'm anywhere there, but I can imagine that things can go wrong if people don't have the ability to think three weeks ahead.
Maggie, you're asking again about the Prime Minister of Canada giving permission for the voting in that riding. Poilievre has to request that. His person has to step down, and then he has to be going into that riding. But our Prime Minister, because he's an honorable man, he has said that when Parliament starts and the MP who's elected steps down, he will have the riding as soon as possible so that Poilievre can get back in. And but that's different than our Alberta Premier. She's up against Naheed Nenshi, and she will not allow the seat. He's supposed to be running for a by-election seat. The seat became available in August. She will not declare it until the end of June because she does not want him on the floor against her. She's terrified of that. And so we'll have him in his seat probably by the end of summer after the election takes place. But quite a bit of difference between the political, because she knows she's up against something. But Paul Carney is very, very fair. I mean, he comes at things and
sometimes it's not worth it.
Yeah, but he wants to be fair.
When you are around cheaters, then it's sometimes better to be prepared for that they are cheating.
You're losing your voice.
Losing, yeah.
But it's an interesting time in the world and in Canada. I mean, I can't get over that.
And they have an enclave.
The enclave is starting today.
Today, yes.
They're swearing them in, and then they get secluded, which they should be now because they.
But you know that once the enclave was for 3 years in 1200.
It was a long time, yeah.
And sometimes it's only 1 day. So between this and that, I see number 6 or 60. So I don't know, 60 hours or 60 days.
Yeah, they vote a few times each day. There are 133 cardinals voting.
And they don't want to sit there looking at each other's eyes. And if you can watch the movie Conclave, it's wonderful.
Oh, it's good. It gives you background information, and how true it is, I don't know all of it, but I imagine there's a lot of politics going on between, even now within the church, it says that there's the progressives who are like
and I have the feeling that
Francis.
the cardinal from Hungary will have a lot to say.
Good or bad?
Good.
Okay.
They will try to push him to be one of the top ones. They don't say anything right now, but that's my guessing. I know that John Paul, our Polish Pope, when he was elected, he makes so much changes, because if it wouldn't be for him, the solidarity wouldn't exist.
Now, there was a question going back here, and I have to find it, but I know the question, and I can't, put it to the person right now. Wanted to know about the results of the Polish election. Do you know anything about that?
No, not so much.
Do you know who's going to win? No?
Not really.
Okay. And so there's one question here before we end that someone had asked, I was going to ask you on Monday to end. JWR 2220.
Okay, and if you can take that question for next video.
I take screenshots of the questions that are still left. JWR 220. Are you able to receive any information from your dearly departed son, Leszek? He was so good at pulling information out of you, even when you were reluctant to dig deeper.
His idea was that if I'm tired, I'm better.
Yes, he said that.
He said that. He said, then you are not digesting too much stuff.
That you're not in your mind, and because so you're with spirit more.
I'm raw, whatever you call this, without trying to put my brain in it. And would he has any question?
Well, the question is, are you able to receive any information from him?
Okay, 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Sometimes he's helping me with the computer stuff, so I have to ask him for help. So, and not full time, not the full answer, and he likes to be in charge. Of course, he always was. He's getting out of the cave, and he's more spiritually connected to me than the symbol of spirituality. Yeah, like just before Easter, he was able to show me that on 3rd anniversary of his 3rd month of official departure, he showed me that I have the sticks with his memory. So it is. It was so weird, because the backpack was. I had the backpack next to me. I didn't knew that you were asking, but it was like that big, and the police was checking, and they told me that there are no sticks, memory sticks. I said,
or a camera.
And they did, and I found the camera in that little backpack. It was under shaving stuff, so, but the camera, I found it at the beginning, right away when I got the backpack. 3 months it took me to have that until I found that maybe not 3 months, because I was waiting for a long time for the backpack. But I couldn't believe it. I was calling the people in Langley and police and asking, he must have this memory sticks, because he was so obsessed to put everything on the sticks. Nothing.
And it was interesting when we were doing your taxes, and we had to find the stick to do the taxes on. And you had asked, did you ask Leszek, or did you ask your guides where it was?
Well, you ask your father.
I asked my father, and I got the answer, and it was immediate.
And Leszek showed me this way, but I didn't connect it.
Yeah. And then I asked my father,
And you went there?
and I went right to the place where it was, and I found it right away.
And it was
because he always helps me out.
Yeah, but I was looking there before and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And
It's
it
amazing.
fell down between the pages, and I don't know how, because I was looking and I knew that I'm looking at you, and I thought, oh, that's too, no, it can be because I was checking. So sometimes we are not letting ourselves to be guided.
But maybe he's, newer on the other side. My
Maybe
dad's
your
been gone
father was helping
since I
him
was
and
13.
They had a good time. They must have a good time watching us.
Well, you had even had a dream one time, and you dreamt of my mom. And you'd never met her, and you said, can you show me a picture of your mom when she was younger? And I showed you a picture, and she says, yeah, that's the lady I saw in my dream.
Yeah.
But of course, we've had lifetimes together many times.
Yeah.
So
that's the reason we are so connected this lifetime.
yeah,
we were twins, so
we were twins, and we were first cousins taking care of somebody. And I asked you once about because I had a connection with Leshek. I just felt I knew him. And you said that we were in Egypt and we were sitting crossed and we had a bandana around our head and the three of us were praying.
I feel that he was in Egypt, someone important. I told him that long time ago. I said, I was your aunt and you were the dominant one. He was laughing at me, but I said, yeah, you were very dominant pharaoh or who knows. But,
no, we have a history going way back, which is why we connected immediately when we met.
Yeah, and I was his old aunt.
It's like I'm a year older than you this lifetime, but you said I was born first of the twins.
Yeah, and she is always the bossy one.
Bossy?
We are both bossy, but different ways.
Yeah, we work as great as a team. Anyways, thank you very much for joining us today. And remember, on Friday night, Violetta does her video by herself. Please put your questions after this video is posted. I'll share the questions that are on here that I've taken from screenshots with her. But post your questions after, and she would like them in bold print so that she can see them easily. And she will answer questions from there for her video that she releases on Saturday morning. And again, Saturday, if you comment after the video, you're eligible for a half an hour complimentary reading gifted by Janet and Tom Burke.
Thank you, Janet and Tom Burke.
So we thank you very much for joining us today.
We have to pray for their health as well. And yesterday I was lucky I bought the ammonia because I was looking everywhere before and I couldn't get. So I 2 little cups like that. This is actually microfine glass, but 2 things.
Thank you, Sim. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And added this to the bucket of water, 4 liters of milk. When you have milk can empty, when it's empty, put the water in it and add that amount, and then water the cedar trees or green trees, like you have the pine tree and it's getting yellowish. We never have that problem with our pine tree, but we have with the cedar trees that will get rusty and you are losing them. So if you will do this in the spring and in the fall, it's a little bit late now, but I will do it on this weekend with my husband. He will be standing with the gun and I will
sprayer,
and I will be putting and then going through so many trees we have. He's always saying that he planted 100. I think it's a big exaggeration, but we had more. Some of them died,
which is a good thing. You've got a lot of trees.
But cedars are beautiful because they give you the privacy. We were for lunch with our neighbors and I said we had so many cedar trees that we were able to dip naked in the hot tub. But not anymore. No.
Thank you,
our
Erica.
Hot tub is. Thank you so much, Erica Robinson. Our hot tub is not working anymore.
And Sim, yes, Violetta will answer this on Friday night's video. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we'll
take care of each other,
and we'll see you,
especially of yourself.
And we'll be able to find out who the new pope is soon. see whether he's progressive or not. Takes
Yeah.
us back in the world. And you saw the last pope as being black.
The last one. I
The
don't
last
know
one,
if it's
so-
this time is the last one. Okay, I don't
We
want.
will have to wait and see.
So maybe better if it's not the black one. Not that I
Yeah, but the
have
black
any-
one, if a black pope gets in and he's progressive, then it opens up and it's more of an inclusive religion.
Mhm.
Where if it goes backward, like Don would like it to go backward, going back to the old order,
He would
etc.
like to see doing nothing.
Yeah, well, maybe he can change it so that he can go in as pope because he'd like to live there.
Or that I love the glamour of the Vatican. Yeah, and my husband painted 2 big paintings, copy from 6th chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some big pictures, Ignudov, and then Adam, creation of Adam. We have the big paintings like that.
Anyways, thank you very, very much for joining us.
Thank you.
See you again, and thank you.
It's standing. It didn't move at all, the number. I don't know why.
Yep, someone says that there was 405 messages, and now at the end of the show, there's only 17 at the end of the show watching. They're playing around. Thank you.
I'm sorry.